I'm here as a third-party intervener and a special appearance. I'll say this again, that's on him.
Mr. Lester, I've muted your device, Mr. Lester, because you are being disruptive. I am going to hold you in contempt and sentence you to 93 days in jail. Let me do one thing at a time. Your constant interrupting me is...
I'm just tired, man. I'm tired. Mr.
Stop interrupting me, Mr. Lester.
Damn.
Yeah, and so I'm going to deny the request for a personal recognizance bond.
That's crazy. Because I ain't white.
All right, folks. Buckle up, because this one right here, this isn't your everyday courtroom drama. No, today we've got Mr. Lester, our self-proclaimed sovereign citizen of the day. You know the type. Thinks the law doesn't apply to him. Thinks he's smarter than the judge, the attorneys, even the system itself. But let me tell you, the judge in this case, he was having none of it. The hearing kicks off and right away Lester's acting like he's some third-party intervener. Whatever that means in his world. He's interrupting, talking over the judge, and you can literally feel the judge's patience slipping away by the second.
We are here today for a pretrial hearing in this case, and we are proceeding today by video conference and also in person. We are, or first let me ask the attorneys to place their appearance on the record, beginning with Ms. McClure.
B.B. McClure, on behalf of the people.
Your Honor, Michael Dagger-Margosian for Mr. Lester.
All right, and Mr. Dagger-Margosian, where do we stand with Mr. Lester's case today?
Your Honor, at this point, I don't, there's a breakdown of attorney-client relationship. I can't move forward and represent Mr. Lester. I've, without getting into the details, obviously those are privileged, but it's clear that Mr. Lester either needs to move forward pro se, and I can certainly be on standby, or I can conflict this out, but our office is not going to be able to represent Mr. Lester.
Yeah, I would like the ACLU to pour. I poured everything to the ACLU. They already have my file and the Civil Rights Commission.
Mr. Lester, I'm sorry, but the microphone at the jail is really bad. There's a bad echo there.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, so I can hear you. The issue is if you could talk not quite so loudly, because it's an echo in the room that causes the problem.
I'm moving the ACLU and the Civil Rights Commission already are on this. You can move my file to those. I have sent them my complaints. I've also got the failure to appear, what I was picked up for in the first place, was dismissed. And Mr. Bargosian is trying to move forward with a trial, and I'm not feeling that. I want to move for an immediate dismissal because I was harassed for 3 days, and they already have wind of this. They should be asking for the body cams from August 2nd, as well as the 4th. I still haven't went over any evidence. So the Civil Rights Commission has my paperwork, and my affidavits rather, and the ACLU is on standby as well. I just rather for my whole file to go to them and let them represent them, let them take a look at what's going on. I don't have any transcripts. I haven't talked to Ms. Margosian since then. I had to have the jail email the courts for a court date because I've been sitting here for so long. Like I said, the failure to appear got dismissed. That's what I was picked up for originally.
Okay, so Mr. Lester, you've been charged with possession of methamphetamine and 2 counts of assaulting, resisting, obstructing a police officer.
At one point, the judge actually says, "Mr. Lester, I'm going to hold you in contempt and sentence you to 93 days. In jail if you keep this up." And does Lester stop? Of course not. This man keeps digging the hole deeper. It's like watching somebody beg for handcuffs. Now, let's pause here for a second. A quick reality check. Claiming to be a sovereign citizen does not magically erase your charges.
You have previously been represented by the public defender's office, and they are requesting to withdraw as your attorney at this point. If that were to happen, another attorney would be assigned to you.
I just said the ACLU. I don't know what part of that nobody understands, but the ACLU is on standby as well as the Civil Rights Commission. I said it again. You can forward that all over there to them, and they'll take the case without no money. You know it like
all right.
I know.
So, Mr. Lester, that is not an option that I have to send this case over to the ACLU. If you want the ACLU,
I do though, because I do though. So let's get that understood. Now I have that opportunity to do that, and I'm requesting that on record.
Okay, you can request that, but the court is not in a position to do that. If you want someone else to
I am,
represent.
sir. That's what I'm trying to tell you. It's not simple as you just putting the case together and sending it to him. It's not even you. Mr. Margosian can do it. It's not even your office that needs to do it.
Mr. Lester, please don't interrupt me when I'm talking to you.
Right. Here we go.
All right. Right now, the public defender's office represents you. I'm going.
No, they don't. He just said he didn't want to represent.
All right, Mr. Lester is off camera. I don't know whether he's still in the room.
I'm standing right here. I can hear everybody. I'm here as a third-party intervener and a special appearance.
All right, Mr. Lester, are you in agreement with Mr. Dagger Margosian's request to withdraw from your case?
That's on him. Like I said before, I wanted to go to the ACLU or the Civil Rights Commission. I'm going to say it again for the court of record. They are on standby. They already know about all of this. I shouldn't have never been picked up in the first place. I was harassed for 3 days. 3 days. And you have the transcripts right there in front of you when the officers admitted that they just wanted me.
Courts don't care about your made-up titles or fantasy paperwork. And Lester? He's learning that the hard way. Even his own attorney threw up his hands and said, "Yeah, I can't do this anymore." That's right. His public defender resigned mid-hearing. Imagine being so difficult that your lawyer, the one person whose job is to defend you, literally says, "I'm out." And what does Lester do next? He demands the ACLU and the Civil Rights Commission take...
And send a police report.
Mr. Lester, I need a yes or no answer to the question of whether you were...
Again, that's on him.
Mr. Lester, I've muted your device, Mr. Lester, because you are being disruptive and you are not allowing this court process to continue. I'm going to give this one more opportunity. I'm going to unmute your device. I'm going to ask you the question. If you don't answer or if you continue with this disruptive behavior, I am going to hold you in contempt and sentence you to 93 days in jail.
Very unprofessional.
Mr. Lester, are you in agreement or are you not in agreement with Mr. Dagger Margosian's request to withdraw as your attorney?
Well, if you please, yeah, I'm in agreement. If you please send that file over to the ACLU, please. I'm in agreement with that. Mr. Margosian, are you in agreement with you send that over to the ACLU, please?
Can I get like a contact information? I mean, I don't just send a file to
You know, okay, yeah, but you know where the ACLU's office is. I can get that to you. Yes, no problem. We can go off screen. I can get that to you. I have it right here in front of me. No problem. No problem.
And if that for whatever reason, I mean, that's outside the norm of what
I'm not. It's as simple as saying my rights have been violated. You know that. We're not going to keep going back and forth. I'm not doing it.
All right. Mr. Lester, please stop. So Mr. Lester has consented to Mr. Dagger Margosian withdrawing as his attorney. If there's some arrangement for Mr. Dagger Margosian to send information to the ACLU, that is, the court has no control over whether he is going to do that, and the court has no authority to require him to do that.
And Your Honor,
what the court is required to do under this process is to provide for the appointment of a special public defender. If Mr. Lester can get the ACLU to represent him, then you need to make arrangements to do that. And if there's an appearance filed by the ACLU, then they are welcome to represent him. But as it stands now, he is without attorney, and the court will make the appropriate arrangements to have a special public defender appointed. If the ACLU wants to substitute in place of that person, they are welcome to do so.
Yeah. I also like for a PR bond. I've been sitting here almost 180 days. My bond is ridiculous. My family's not going to be able to pay that.
All right, I will adjourn this case to February 7th.
I'm requesting a bond, please, for the court of record.
Mr. Lester, let me do one thing at a time. You're constantly interrupting me.
I'm just tired, man. I'm tired, Mr.
Stop interrupting me, Mr. Lester.
Damn.
Over his case, just like that, as if he can snap his fingers and summon a brand new legal team out of thin air. The judge calmly explains, "Sir, that's not how this works." But Lester, he doesn't want to hear it. He keeps pushing, keeps talking, keeps trying to bend reality to fit his script, and here's where it gets even crazier. We finally learn what he's actually charged with: possession of methamphetamine, and not one, but 2 counts of assaulting and resisting a police officer. So not only is this guy battling the court with nonsense legal theories, he's got some serious charges.
How did it, man?
Pretrial is adjourned to February 7th at 8:15 a.m. Mr. Lester has made a request for a personal recognizance bond. Court has addressed the issue of bond with Mr. Lester numerous times previously. My decision on bond and reasons for it at this point have not changed.
Supposed to be professional.
Mr. Lester currently has a
Too expensive, sir. Too expensive.
Mr. Lester currently has a $5,000 cash or surety bond in this case, and that is appropriate, in my opinion, to assure his further appearances at this court. And so I'm going to deny the request for a personal recognizance bond.
That's crazy. Because I ain't white. Mr. Mark goes to
Mr. Lester. All right, you know what, Mr. Lester, stop.
No.
I muted your device, Mr. Lester. You have been warned repeatedly by me in this hearing as well as in other hearings. You are in contempt of this court as a result of your behavior here today. It's a sentence of the court that you served 93 days in the Lenawee County Jail. There's no further information that the court needs to find the contempt. It was directed in the presence of the court and after being warned numerous times. So, Mr. Lester, you can let the officer that's with you know that you are done with court for today. I will put the device in the waiting room until you are gone.
Is hanging over his head. At this point, you can practically see the tension building. The judge is trying to keep it professional, Lester's, running his mouth non-stop, and his defense strategy, if you can even call it that, is crumbling right in front of us. And trust me, this is only the beginning. Things are about to go from frustrating to explosive. So now we've got Lester refusing to cooperate, refusing to give a straight answer, and still rambling about the ACLU like they're waiting on the sidelines ready to tag in like a wrestling match. The judge tries one more time, asking him, "Yes or no? Do you agree with your lawyer's request to withdraw?" And what does Lester do? He keeps repeating, "Send my file to the ACLU. Send it to the Civil Rights Commission." At this point, the judge has no choice but to mute him. Yep, literally hit the mute button like you'd do on a loudmouth in a Zoom meeting. The judge warns him, "Mr. Lester, one more outburst and I will hold you in contempt. That's 93 days in jail." And Lester, he just can't help himself. He keeps cutting in, keeps pushing back like he's daring the court to punish him. Now, remember, this guy has already been sitting in jail for almost 180 days. His bond is set at $5,000, which the judge says is more than fair given his charges. But Lester's begging for a personal recognizance bond, basically asking to walk out without paying a dime. And when the judge denies that request, Lester snaps. He starts arguing, claiming it's unfair, that he's the victim, that the officers harassed him for 3 days straight. Here's the thing, though. He's not just pleading his case. He's accusing the system, accusing the officers, and even hinting that the judge is biased. Folks, that is the fastest way to tank your own case. Judges do not take kindly to being called out without proof, especially in their own courtroom. And sure enough, bam! The judge finally has enough. He slams down the ruling, Mr. Lester, you are in contempt of court. You're sentenced to 93 days in jail. Just like that. No hesitation. No more warnings. Game over. The craziest part? Lester acts shocked. Like he didn't see it coming. Like all those interruptions, all that disrespect, was somehow going to work in his favor. But in reality, it only made things worse. And I have to say, watching this unfold, you can't help but shake your head. Because instead of working with his attorney, instead of facing his charges and maybe getting a lighter sentence, he's now dug himself even deeper. It's almost like he wants to be a professional victim. He's not defending himself. He's just looking for someone to blame. But folks, as wild as this contempt ruling was, the way Lester reacts next is where it gets downright unbelievable. He still doesn't stop. He keeps pushing the judge, and the situation spirals even further.